Hey guys, what's going on? Daniel here from GuideToVaping.com. Today we're going to be pulling apart the SXPure Janus tank from Pioneer4You. If you've not seen this thing already, don't worry about it, we're going to pull one apart today. But this thing has been advertised as being coil-less, as the only system, well, one of the only systems that can take advantage of the SXPure technology that's been put into the Yihi chips. Now, I'm sure you'll know that Pioneer4You and Yihi do go hand in hand. If you open up any of the IPv line, you will find a Yihi chipset in there. Recently they upgraded the chipset, so they had this thing called SXPure technology, and today we're going to take a quick look at that. We're going to see how it performs, see how it works, and more importantly, see if it's something that you want. Now, before we go any further, I want to tell you that the manufacturer did say that this tank right here could be used with any device. Unfortunately, nobody bothered to tell all the other manufacturers that they needed it to be able to support coils down to 0.05 ohms. So unless you have an IPv5, an SX Mini or a similar device, this tank isn't going to be for you. Let's jump down, let's take a look at this thing. Okay, so here it is. It's the Pioneer4You Janus, an SXPure tank with coil-less technology. I'm excited for you guys to see this right now. Okay, so looking at the front of the box, it is plain, it is simple. It's in normal white and green from Pioneer4You. It says right there Janus. Sides of the box, both completely empty. Pioneer4You on the top. Recyclables on the far end. On the back it says heat insulated and blast proof drip tip, stainless steel top cap and top refill, Pyrex glass tube, PC material, and rotatable air inlet with a 510 thread / connector. At the bottom there it says caution, this is not a toy and should only be used by people over the age of 18. Right down at the bottom it says made in China. They have cut holes in the side, so it is easy to get this thing open. It says Janus on one side, on the other as well, and you get inside the box. As you can see inside the box, it says Pioneer4You. You have the Janus tank, and you are immediately hit with the fact that there is a spare glass drip tip at the top. Remove the tank for just 1 second. Remove the foam insert. Okay, inside the box here, you have a spare piece of frosted glass, which as you can see here is threaded on the inside, on the top and the bottom. You get further inside, you'll find the user manual showing you how to re-wick the Janus and how to fill it up. Nothing super exciting until you pay attention to the size of the wicking holes on the coil. You have a piece of cardboard, and underneath the cardboard you have a bag with 3 spare pre-cut pieces of wicking material. In all honesty, you should be able to get 6 wicks out of this right here. Okay, as you can see across the bottom of the tank, it's been laser etched with the word Janus on one side. On the other side you have the Pioneer4You logo. We have massive airflow slots on either side. They're actually 2mm by 10mm. And there is a lock in place, so they can only go so far. This thing is great either for mouth to lung hitters who want a low volume vape, or if you're like myself and you like it really cloudy in the room, you can open them wide and then hit the thing. Right, at the top here we have the glass drip tip, which I'm sure you'll notice is not exactly like the glass tips we're used to. Rather than being a 510 connector on the bottom of this thing that slides into the tank, the connection point is actually built in to the top cap. This means you're not going to be able to exchange the drip tip for different ones. Okay, the top cap comes off. See, nothing fancy. Gasket right there. Take the glass apart. Exactly the same as the other one. It's a frosted glass with threading on the top and the bottom of it. Inside you have the coil itself. Okay, as you can see here, you have massive wick holes through the coil on either side. I'll take this out of here real fast. You'll see there is airflow through the bottom there, and the positive connection on the 510 is actually attached to the coil. You have a nice insulator down at the bottom there, but there isn't actually a pin that goes into it. Okay, so what gives this the name of being a coil-less deck? You can see right here there isn't actually a traditional coil in this thing. You have a heating element. It's kind of a U-shaped design that you can quite literally just drop your wick into. It's a simple enough concept. Okay, so what I'm going to do, while I have it all apart and it's not wicked right now anyway, I'm going to show you extremely quickly how to wick this thing. And what we're going to do, take the base unit and the bottom of the coil head, put them back together again. The only reason we're doing this is so we've got a stable base to work on. Going to bring in the 521 tab, just because I love this thing. As we all know, it's easier to do things with two hands than one. I want to take one of the pieces of pre-cut cotton wadding that was in the bag, take it and slide it down into place. And you'll see I'm going to pull this back so it's almost level with the edge. Take a pair of scissors and just trim it off at the edge of the coil. And do the same on the other side. All I'm going to do, take some e-liquid, and drop it onto the wick. Just to make sure that everything on the inside good and wet. Okay guys, as you can see, I cut the wick almost flush with the outside of the deck. This is just to make juice flow easier inside the tank itself. You can leave a little bit of extra on the outside there, but I found that you don't actually need to. You do have to make sure, however, that the wick goes from the top to the bottom edge of its hole on either side. Put the glass back in place. I'm going to bring the IPv5 in here real fast. Twist it back together. And as soon as we're filled up, we'll be ready to rock. This is how easy this tank is to fill. And the concept behind the large juice channels is that it isn't going to leak. You see that it is a 0.059 right now. I'm good with that. And at 48 joules, this is in SXPure mode. Okay, we're going to joule mode, Fahrenheit, 500 degrees Fahrenheit, SXPure. We're ready to rock. Right, I will catch you guys back up top in a second, and we'll have a quick discussion about how this thing works. Welcome back, guys. See? It wasn't too painful of a journey to go through. Right, so I've got this thing filled up now. I've just put nice fresh new wicks in it. Between being down there and coming back up here, I have turned this thing up to 75 joules, because that is the upper limit that they say that this coil can go to. Still in SXPure mode. Flavor's pretty good. Not bad cloud production. I've actually found when you turn the airflow down to about halfway on this thing, you do get thick clouds. It's tasty, and it works. You saw how easy it was to put the coil together. That blows my mind. They say it should last you about 3 months, but I think with careful usage, it should last you probably a little bit more. As I said at the top of the video, if you don't have a device that has a Yihi chip in it, this thing's probably not going to be much use to you. I've tried it on my Rulo, I've tried it on the HPRIV, I've tried it on just about every device that I own, and every single one of them told me to check my atomizer because it was too low. There is a way around that, but it's a pain in the backside to get there. Okay, so honestly, you're either going to love this thing or hate this thing. There's going to be no in between. You're either going to think it's got amazing flavour and amazing cloud production, or you're just going to hate the damn thing. Personally, I like it. I like the fact that it's understated. From the outside, it's not flashy. You got the frosted glass that kind of hides what's going on the inside. And unless you actually know what it is, you'll probably just walk right on by it. You've seen it firing so far in SXPure mode. Give me 1 second. I want to flip this over now to regular power mode. So 75 joules, 75 watts. You can see it pounds out more cloud when you take it out of the SXPure mode. But it also heats that drip tip up slightly faster. That's one thing I'll say about this tank. It's one of those, it's not for chain vapors. If you run it too far too fast, it will dry out the wicks. And this box right here really likes to tell you that your cotton's dry. But when you got it in SXPure mode, trying to get a dry hit out of it is nigh on impossible. See, personally, I enjoy the longer hits. When you got it in wattage mode at 75 watts, you got to be kind of quick. Make sure that you don't burn anything. Although, even if you do manage to burn the coils, it takes 2 seconds to change the wicks out. Another plus point for this thing, if you're out at, say, oh, I don't know, a convention, if we still have such things. You're going around trying different flavours at a variety of different booths. Now, even with the dripper, after a couple of tables, everything starts to taste the same. With this thing, as long as you've got enough spare wicks with you, it literally takes 2 seconds to pop the top off, put a new wick in there, put it on, and try a different flavour of juice. Although we have to remember, after August 8th, we're not going to be able to do that anymore anyway. This is a great concept, and when you pair it with the Yihi chip and the SXPure technology, it works really well. I've heard other people talking about how it leaks like a sieve. If you put the wicks in there properly and you make sure that they are filling the entire slot from the bottom to the top, and you have enough cotton in there that it can almost seal the hole, you're golden. You have no problems. When they send the kit out, they have 1 wick already in there, and you have 3 strips that you can cut into 2, maybe 3 wicks out of each one. When you run out with those, all you need to do is get regular organic Japanese cotton, cut it to the same size as the ones that you already had, and you're away. Alright guys, I've been Daniel Hall from GuideToVaping. Do me a favour, make sure you smash the like button. I'd like to say thank you very much to my friends from GearBest for sending me this tank out just for the purpose of this review. I've enjoyed it, even though I did have to go out and buy an IPv5 just to be able to do this review. Subscribe to GuideToVaping if you haven't already done so, and please jump over to the GuideToVaping website and check out the whole written review that I've done on this product as well. I will see you next time, guys. I'm going to hit this one more time, and then I'm out of here.